Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Starfy Origins. In the last part we started off the deep sea, and now we have the Ultra Star Spin. So now we're gonna go back and dock to that enemy next to Mo and do the correct thing this time, which is pushing the statue to the left.
Hey Blanco, you tricked us! Nah, I know he didn't. It was Starfy who messed up. You're supposed to push this fish statue to the right. Definitely, absolutely do not push it to the left. What do you think? Should we listen and push the fish statue to the right? Can we really trust him?
I'd say no, so let's do the exact opposite.
So the other way was correct. He was trying to trick us.
And now for a little bit of a platforming section here. Quote-unquote platforming. Can you really call it platforming if you're swimming everywhere? So with the enemies here, you cannot kill if you don't have the Ultra Star Spin. You will just, I believe, bounce off of them unless you hit them at a very specific point when they're not attacking, I think. But you can just go right through them with the Ultra Star Spin, so it's pretty worth getting. Not only is it good for speed, it's really your best offense move in the game. With that said, it does feel very good to move fast with the Ultra Star Spin, but still keep in mind the fact that if you spam it too quickly, you will get dizzy. And in the currents you can now resist with the Ultra Star Spin, that could mean some costly backtracking in some cases.
Hey, you lied to us! Nah, no I didn't. I was just mistaken. Sorry about that. Of course you'd say that. I'm sure this time they'll push the statue to the right. What do you think, Starf?
If you push it to the right, the same thing happens as you go back to the area where we got the Ultra Star Spin, push it to the left once again.
Starf, did you just push it the opposite way? That guy was lying again!
Yes. And this room doesn't serve much purpose for now. Just get into the door that's right next to you and you're good. I think there's some enemies you can kill in there, but don't worry too much about them. For now, at least.
Alright, I've had it up to here with your lying. Oh, wait a second, this is the final door. If I lie, I'll have nowhere to run, so I'm definitely going to tell the truth.
No way, we won't believe that, will we, Starf?
Please, push the statue to the left, I'm telling the truth.
No, Starf, definitely do the opposite. Push it to the right.
No, to the left.
Starf, listen to me. Right is right. Push it to the right. Got it? This time, they actually are telling the truth. So once again, push it to the left, pushing it to the right will once again take you back to where you got the Ultra Star Spin.
Whoa, what a sneaky little bugger. In an attempt to trick us, he was actually telling the truth that time.
Or we just cornered him and he was telling the truth. Sometimes it's not that complicated, Mo.
That Blanco guy, he's headed toward the boss. When the room becomes dark, you won't be able to see or damage the boss, got it? It might be tough, but maybe you could use those Blancos to light the place up.
This is honestly a pretty fun boss. Mind you, I say that like there's bad bosses in this game, and I guess if there is, there's only really one I would say is kind of just annoying to fight. For the most part, they're all decent.
Ho 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 ho, look who's decided to show up. Nice job making it this far. But sorry to say, the fun ends here. You can't get me while I'm hiding in darkness.
As Mo said, and as he just said, that is entirely true. When the room is completely dark, Blantern is nowhere to be seen and you cannot damage them. But they spawn in a place on the screen and you can see them, but they cannot be damaged until all three of their Blancos have spawned in which case you can just worm your way between them as they rotate or try to attack you in the various patterns throughout, and you're good. The fight does have several ways of trying to send the Blancos at you. Sometimes they rotate around the boss, sometimes he just sends them at you directly. For the most part, it doesn't get more complicated than that, though. Kind of impressive, though. Throughout my years on YouTube, I've made my distaste for darkness levels well known, I think. I think they're really bad for pacing at times, especially if they're done wrong. This game does darkness mechanics right, and they even do it right for a boss fight, which is somehow more impressive, even though it's a pretty quick boss fight. Mind you, there's only one boss fight again in this game that's not quick. It's just kind of nice to see it like work for once, because I think every platform mechanic has a place, it's just that they're usually done in ways that are way too annoying to be good.
Hey, you Blanco!
Hey, How dare you try to trick us like that? Take us to the exit now.
Fine, to lose to a guy like you.
Hey, what'd you say?
Nothing.
With the guidance of Blanco, Starfy escapes the deep sea. The deep sea is a pretty good level, honestly. The rest of the levels in the main campaign start to get a little longer, and this is like the last decent reprieve of a level that's, I'm not gonna say short, but it's what I think is a healthy length for what this game's trying to be. Moving forward, the stages tend to get a little bit, not too big for their own good, but big enough to the point where you notice that it's a little too big, or bigger at least. And now we got the Gelato Sisters on the postcard. With that, it's now time for the Sunkin Ship. Starfy's only way forward is through a sunken ship. Muster up some courage and explore. If you're wondering why sometimes these scenes go on a little long, by the way, because you can progress these at any point, it's because sometimes these animations have a definitive end, other times they just loop. I love the theming of this level.
Oi, Starf! I thought we'd finally escaped from the deep sea. But now it feels like a ghost could appear at any moment. Whatever. I'm fine. Key? Kiki! How cowardly. Did you think I was a ghost?
Yeah, right. You just surprised me. You're lucky I didn't sock you one with my lack of hands.
Yeah, I'm going on ahead. Key, what's up with that guy? He sure is cheeky. Hey, aren't you Starfy? I could really use some help. Won't you hear me out? If you head upwards, you'll find a huge sunken ship. I'll be waiting for you there.
Alright, along a pretty quick linear path here. By and large, the levels in this game do tend to start with like a one-off room to get you used to the enemies that are going to be in the stage or the general aesthetics of it, and I like that general idea for how they use it. There's times where I feel like it gets a little annoying trekking through them, but again, we'll cover that during the latter half of the LP.
Wait, isn't that a ghost ship? Oh, well, it's not a problem for the Great Mo. Let's go. Key! Key? This again? Whatever. It seems that he fainted and floated away.
Indeed we did, and guess who has to go grab him? Essentially, Mo is going to act like one of the barrels from the previous stage in the last part right now. He's fallen to about the bottom third of the stage, and we have to carry him back up to the ship. He works the exact same as the barrels, though. In the case you push him against a wall, he will move perpendicular to the wall, usually upwards if it's against a horizontal wall, and to the left or right, depending on if you're doing a horizontal one. I think it depends on whether or not you're on more the right or the left side of him in that case. But this is a good example of why you can use star spins to really speed up these types of processes, because you can just get them high up and then hit them off to the side to get some pretty good air and get them much closer to your destination. This is very handy for the few times the game actually has you do this. Even overshot him a little bit.
That Mo sure is unreliable. Starfy, come this way.
Thank you for pushing him in. I've already done enough of that. Also, I've heard of being the person to carry a group project. This is a little ridiculous, Mo.
Hey, sis, help us. Don't worry, we'll have you out of there soon. Whoa, what happened here? Recently, a big mean octopus has been causing trouble around here. While I was away...
Do-do-do. What a glorious day it be today. Hey sis, we're gonna be eaten.
Don't worry, Dolphy will definitely rescue us.
Quiet in there. What are you two going on about? Look it here, I've used these 4 keys to lock you up tight. There's no way you can escape, so do be good little dolphins and wait for what's to come. And now to hide the keys. Oh, where to hide the keys? Ah, so much to do. Things are good. Yar. Hey, he dropped a key. Squee, not so loud. Ah, Big Sis Dolphy, I was so scared. Dolphy, you're alright? I'll get you out of here. Or at least I want to, but how? Just hold on for now. Perhaps I can find someone to help out.
And so here we are. Starfy, please help.
Hey, I'm here too. Why don't you just asking Starf for help?
Fine, won't the two of you please help us out?
I'll just leave it to me.
All I've got to do is find those 4 keys?
That's easy peasy.
Right, and we're in luck because that guy dropped 1 before he left.
So just 3 more to go, eh? Hang on to this one, Starf. Alrighty then, with Mo in the case, this'll be a cinch.
Will you really be okay? I'm actually a little worried about you.
What? I got this. Dolphy, just stay here and keep watch. Let's go, Starf. And Dolphy, make sure you shut the door once we're gone. Okay, so let's review what's going on here. We need to find the diamond, club, and spade keys. And we already have the heart keys, so there's a reason there's 4 doors in this room, and one of them's a minigame. Hey, please wait. Would you mind look after my kid for a minute? Unless there's someone to watch him, I can't leave the room. It's kind of a pain. Without getting caught in the explosion, send the bombs back at your opponent. Be the first to reach 5 points to win. A tie when time runs out equals a loss, so be careful. This is the other minigame that I think can be really easy to lose, even on easy mode. And it's not because the AI is particularly aggressive even here on easy mode, it's because the timing is just a little picky for when hits can register. We got bombs that can spawn either high and low, and if they're high, they go to the opponent's side first, if they're low, they go to your side first. And the closer to 0 on their timer they get, the larger they get to show you how much of a threat they are. Hits can register when they're on the ground or the ceiling, of course, but if they're just close enough, sometimes that'll count. If you hit or get hit, you get stunned for a second because you're charred by the bombs. There are cases where you can effectively stun lock yourself or the opponent depending on where bombs just decide to spawn in and what the times on them are. This one is kind of random and I'm not a fan of it. I'm technically more of a fan of this than the one we did back in the Sea of Ice because at least you can hit the bombs over there and you know you can potentially get the hits in. It's not the somewhat random bouncing on top of the absurdly good at bouncing back AI in this case. Thanks for the help. Take these pearls. Alright, so now we can get into the actual level design. Outside of this door and the one that is now locked that leads to the prison, there are 3 doors. Each of these does lead to one of the keys, so we do need to backtrack to this room, but thankfully, there are some rooms skipped in doing that, so it's not a full backtrack every single time. Again, just make sure you're taking out every single enemy in here, because you're going to need them for your encyclopedia eventually. The enemy that actually has a skull on is one of the few enemy types that actively takes 2 hits to take out, because the skull counts as an armor around the main enemy. Fire cannot be damaged, same as spike balls, just ignore them. Although sometimes you can also just face tank damage because there's star pearls nearby, and frankly, I am very bad about doing that in games like this. That waterway looks like a pain, but it seems that this switch can stop the current. Pretty straightforward, switches like this can turn off nearby water currents. This is the only stage they're in, and they do actually rotate like a pie timer essentially to get back to the on state. This, I think, is more here in the case you didn't get the Ultra Star Spin because its speed and distance increase can carry you through most of this. Though, I think each of the switches also does have a unique timer, and there are areas you can burrow through to get from one area to the next pretty quickly. At the bottom of this room, after the 3rd or 4th switch, awaits ourselves our first of the 3 keys. They are very plainly just out and about, for the most part, in this level. It's the spade key. Starfy picked up the spade key. Alright, let's get out of here. Oh, God. It's gone! I'm sure I put a key here. Strange. Very strange. I'm also just noticing that that octopus, not that crab, that's a different thing I'm allergic to, actually has, like, sauce on its head, because I think it meant to be a takoyaki reference. This is what I mean about the thing that Nintendo of America was concerned about the Starfy games being too Japanese to bring over outside of Japan, being a little weird, because some of the cultural references, yeah, you'll be like, okay, that's probably just something from the region, but like, then there's ones like that where if you don't know what takoyaki is, you're gonna be able to ignore it completely. What's with this room? Those are some strange blocks. And using a star spin on that changing panel seems to freeze it. What should we do? So this is a matching puzzle. See the 4 in the bottom right? Match the switch to the one there. It goes in the same pattern every single time. And even then, it's a pretty slow block, so don't need to worry about it. The more rooms we go through, the more blocks they add, and then also a different block type. But they always progress in the same order, so it's always going to be first room's red, second room's gray. Third room, I believe, is blue, and then fourth is green, and that's even the rotation, or I guess the alternation pattern they have in the blocks. They do try to place some enemies around, but you can just take this at a good pace and not have to worry about anything, because if you just wait, they do not start re-rotating in the case you wait too long. This is nice and easy. Solving this particular puzzle and turning all the blocks green will open the door, but also reveal the next of the 3 keys we need. It's the diamond key. Starfy picked up the diamond key. Kind of weird, this is the only other level in the game, technically, that has keys for key blocks, even though they're unstandard key blocks like the one in the first level to begin with.
Hey, where'd this key go? What's going on here?
Nothing. Just don't go through the door directly next to you. You will not find anything out at all. Alright, third verse, same as the first 2. We just gotta go through this and get through another pretty straightforward platforming sequence. I deliberately saved this key for last because I think technically this is the most annoying of the 3 keys we need to grab here. Because there it is. And there it goes.
Oi, did you see that just now? Some guy just up and took the club key. Staff, go and get it back.
So we got a little bit of a rare mini-boss here. They're always marked on the screen thanks to that arrow that looks like it's kind of lifted right out of the Yoshi's Island SNES and GBA ports. Hit them like 3 times and you're good. They start flashing more and more the more you've hit them, just like the cans in the whale stages minigame. But there we go. That's 3 keys. It's the club key. Starfy picked up the club key. There are some blocks around there that turn into spikes to try and make you take some damage, but they're not that big of a threat, even if you spam the Ultra Star Spin.
Gone! This key be gone as well. So with that, all of them have been plundered then. Perhaps those 2, that Starfish and Clam. They can't get away with this. They won't get away with this. I'm gonna get them.
And there he goes. And with that, we found all the keys. Hey, something's coming. There's no time to dawdle stuff. Let's hurry back to Dolphy. Wow, that was immediate.
Key, that bad guy's onto us. What should we do? Quiet, it's only a matter of time before he gets in here. Hurry up and open this thing up.
And now we must watch all 4 keys open the locks. Doesn't take too long, but at times like this I do kind of miss what Sly Cooper 1 did with all the keys, where when you needed multiple keys, he used them all at once, if you had them all at least. So let's get out of here. And I guess we're just not going to talk about that. There's a couple of things we can do in this room, but first let's talk to Mo.
That was close. It won't be long before he gets here though, so hurry.
Now, if you want to get to the end of the stage, you can just marathon it to the right, but I want to enter this door first, because it's time for another new vehicle.
Hey kid, that water's poisonous. Don't touch it. However, with the help of my catfish boat, you can cross it no problem. So kid, feel like giving it a shot? Not that I think you'll be much good at it. Ride the catfish boat? Absolutely. Make it to the goal and I'll let you use my boat anytime. Alright kid, I'll be waiting for you there.
The catfish boat is a vehicle I like the idea of, just that sometimes the control and momentum of it feels a little iffy because it turns the stages into temporary auto-scrollers, essentially. We're on poisonous water that Starfy himself cannot be on, but the boat themselves can. You need to jump over a lot of bottomless pits. That's more or less what it all comes down to. Sometimes the jumps are a little tight, though.
Wow, well done. Much better than I was expecting. Anytime you come across my catfish boat, feel free to use it.
And I think technically you could have seen an outline for that in a prior stage if you went down a certain pathway. I didn't, I want to say. And our first actual use of it's right here. Notably, for 100%, you do need to get all the vehicles as soon as you can, just to prevent unnecessary backtracking, so make sure you do. On top of that, some of the rooms that are just for Star Pearls like this still have enemies that are only found in those areas for the enemy encyclopedia, so again, make sure to do it. I like the song for this vehicle, though. It's probably my favorite in terms of the vibes for any of the vehicles in the game, because some of the other ones get a little too annoying for their length, and others, I just don't like the vehicle themselves, so it gets kind of tainted by that. These obstacles here are spikes, but because of the amount of Star Pearls they place around, you can just dash through with the Ultra Star Spin, no problem. If you don't have the Ultra Star Spin for some reason, though, just hit the switch and then Star Spin through normally. Oh, God. Oh, dear.
Hey, wait! Some rebels blocked the path! Is there anything over there you can use to clear it away? Go and look, quickly!
Oh dear. But with that, I'm going to need to end this off here. Thank you guys for watching, and in part 6, we're going to clear off the Sunkin Ship stage before heading on to greener horizons. See you guys then.